Tropical Storm Alvin has begun to pose a real threat in the northeast Pacific, approaching Mexico with adverse weather conditions that could seriously impact several states in western and northwestern Mexico. Authorities from the National Meteorological Service, in coordination with the U.S. National Hurricane Center, have issued several advisories to alert the public about its potential effects this weekend. This tropical system, officially identified as Tropical Storm Alvin, is currently located in the Pacific Ocean, tracking north-northwest. As of Thursday morning, the center of the cyclone was located approximately 470 kilometers southwest of Playa Perla, in the state of Jalisco, and 715 kilometers south-southeast of Cabo San Lucas, Baja California Sur. It is moving relatively slowly, advancing at a speed of 17 kilometers per hour. Alvin's sustained winds are currently reaching 85 kilometers per hour, 53 miles per hour, with gusts of up to 100 kilometers per hour, 62 miles per hour, maintaining its classification as a tropical storm. The minimum central pressure recorded is 1,000 millibars, indicating that, although it has not yet reached hurricane status, its structure is sufficiently organized and powerful to cause serious damage to the regions near its path. One of the immediate consequences of Alvin's passage will be very heavy rains in at least 7 Mexican states over the weekend.
Con tumbos y olas.
The forecast calls for accumulated rainfall of up to 80 millimeters, 3.1 in areas of Jalisco, Colima, Michoacán, Baja California Sur, Nayarit, Sinaloa, and highland areas of Guerrero, with a high potential for local flooding, landslides, and road disruptions. In addition to the rain, the system is generating significant winds that are already beginning to be felt along the country's western coasts. Winds of between 40 and 50 kilometers per hour are expected, with gusts that could reach between 60 and 80 kilometers per hour in Jalisco, Colima, and Michoacán. Meanwhile, in Baja California Sur, Sinaloa, and Nayarit, gusts could reach up to 60 kilometers per hour. The phenomenon is also causing high waves, posing a significant risk to maritime, fishing, and tourism activities. Waves are expected to reach between 3 and 5 meters high along the coast of Jalisco, Colima, and Michoacán. In Nayarit, waves could reach between 2 and 4 meters, while in Baja California Sur, they could reach up to 3 meters. The National Meteorological Service has warned that although Tropical Storm Alvin could weaken to a tropical depression between Saturday night and Sunday morning, its influence will remain strong throughout the weekend. Even weakened, its cloud bands could extend far enough to maintain dangerous conditions in coastal areas, as well as in mountainous areas where soils are already saturated. Meteorologists have reinforced these alerts, warning that soil saturation resulting from recent rains increases the risk of landslides, rock slides, and mud flows in mountainous areas of the affected states. These phenomena are likely to cut off roads or isolate rural communities, so extreme caution and follow civil protection guidelines are recommended. In urban areas, the possibility of flash flooding and severe flooding has also been noted, especially in cities where stormwater drainage systems are insufficient or clogged. Local authorities have already begun preventive dredging and monitoring at critical risk points. The medium-term forecast indicates that Alvin will continue moving west-northwestward, gradually moving away from the mainland, but still capable of indirectly influencing the weather conditions in several western states.
De la hormiga.
This means that, although a direct impact as a storm or hurricane is not expected, its effects could be similar, especially along the coasts. For now, no mandatory evacuation alert has been issued, but authorities have asked residents living in vulnerable areas to stay informed through official communications from the National Meteorological Service, CONAGUA, and Civil Protection. It is also recommended that emergency backpacks be prepared with documents, medications, drinking water, flashlights, and batteries in case of possible power outages or preventive evacuations. In the ports of Manzanillo, Lázaro Cárdenas, and Puerto Vallarta, restrictions have been imposed on small boating and water activities due to the dangerous waves. Fishermen and tourist boats have been warned of the risks, while harbor masters remain on constant alert to issue more severe warnings if conditions worsen. Although Alvin has not reached hurricane status, its destructive capacity should not be underestimated.
Así se encuentra actualmente.
Many tropical storms have caused greater damage than hurricanes, especially when they remain stationary or release large amounts of water in areas with weak or poorly prepared infrastructure. In this regard, authorities urge caution and active self-protection measures. Experience from previous years has shown that timely preparation can make the difference between a controlled emergency or a major tragedy. Finally, as Alvin continues its northwestward movement, weather models will continue to be constantly monitored as its path could change in the coming hours. Updates will be released through official channels, and it is vital that the public not be misled by rumors or unverified information on social media. Tropical Storm Alvin is a stark reminder that even cyclonic systems that do not reach hurricane status can unleash severe and potentially dangerous consequences for large regions of the country. Although its current path appears to avoid direct landfall, its indirect effects, particularly heavy rains, strong winds, and high waves, are already creating a risk scenario in 7 states in western and northwestern Mexico. One of the most concerning aspects is the saturated soils resulting from previous rainfall, which significantly increases the risk of landslides, mud flows, and road disruptions, particularly in mountainous and rural areas. Added to this are chronic deficiencies in the urban drainage system in many cities, which exacerbates the possibility of flash flooding, even with moderate rainfall. It is clear that, despite institutional efforts to issue timely warnings, there is still a gap in public risk perception, with citizens tending to minimize the threat by not seeing a declared hurricane. This is a critical point that must be addressed more forcefully through public communication. A tropical storm is not synonymous with safety. The history of damage caused by similar systems demonstrates that the danger is real. Furthermore, the vulnerability of the maritime, fishing, and tourism sectors to events like Alvin highlights the need to strengthen prevention, evacuation, and suspension of economic activities in coastal areas protocols more quickly and clearly.
Del trabajo de la línea acá. El agua viene.
Institutional reactivity should not replace genuine risk planning.
Plano, es un desastre total aquí.
Con vientos muy fuertes, miren. Miren cómo hacen las palmas.
Tropical cyclone season is just beginning, and Alvin is the first serious warning of 2025 in the Pacific.